No matter the weather, Alexandria Emergency Hospital is always here for you. Rain or shine, our doors are open 24/7 to provide the care you and your loved ones need fast. Every second counts, and Alexandria Emergency Hospital is here to help you through any storm.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Good morning. I know there's a lot to talk about in the world of weather, so we're going to dive right into it, making sure this cat's not going to jump up on me right now. I think we're in the clear. Okay, so there's a look at Natchitoches. We have some high clouds out there. You know the whole story is going to be about, is it going to snow? Is it going to be icy? You know I don't know yet. And I'm telling you, I am leaning one way, but I really thought I was going to be able to lean into one direction today, and overnight stuff kind of left me more confused than anything, so that's fun. So let's go ahead. We're going to dive into all this stuff. Here's what it looks like in Alexandria right now, similar to Natchitoches, except for we don't have that lake in the background. Looks nice out there. It is chilly with temperatures in the 40s still, and we should be up in the low 60s today. It looks like a few days in the 60s, so, you know, we're focusing on all this cold stuff and all this craziness coming in, but we have a few nice days on the way. There's your radar. Some snow still going on up in the Great Lakes, a few showers down there into Florida. Winter storm warnings up in the mountains of West Virginia. And is he talking snow? Oh, he's going to be. I mean, he's not going to be giving any great answers just yet, but we'll talk about it. And we're going to talk about why it's so tricky right now. 40 degrees at last check in Alexandria, 37 up in Shreveport. We have 50s down to the south. So temperatures today going to be very nice, going to be comfortable. You know what? Here's the deal. I'm going to fully admit this, that I haven't taken my Christmas lights down yet. And we actually leave them on every night too. We love Christmas around here. So I saw that comment there, Pear Orchard Weather, on the Christmas sounding song. Yeah, we're going to keep that rolling through this wintry threat. And if we did see something, I want the Christmas lights for the backdrop. So they're going to come down at some point, but I leave them up in January. I like it. We love the season. So here's your future wind speeds after that little sidebar into my life. You can see the westerlies up to the north here today. Light winds around 5-ish miles per hour. Nothing crazy. If you want to go out and go fishing, I would say do it. If you want to take me, that's your option. Actually, I'm too busy today, but someday I will fish. 60 degrees at 1 p.m. Looks nice, mostly clear, light winds, low to mid 60s. It does not get much better than this. Nothing on the severe outlook for today, so we jump right into those headlines. And all I did was change this from 6 to 5. These are the same headlines from yesterday, and I want you to really focus on this thing to the right here, where it says snow, wintry mix, or dry. This thing looks all or nothing to me. So, yeah, there are some scenarios kind of in between where it would just be a little something, but I think this is either going to be a significant disruptive winter storm or we're just not going to see anything. And I'll show you why in just a second. But the cold air is going to be in place. The pattern pretty much favors wintry potential unless we get one sort of jet stream structure. And there's still so much uncertainty. It's not even funny. And I know you don't come here for ifs and whatever. But if I give you a definite and I'm wrong, I look dumber than if I'm kind of choosing both sides and playing the middle here. But I will tell you kind of where I'm leaning. I would have been leaning harder towards snow and ice yesterday evening. I almost posted a little something yesterday evening and I was like, no, let's not. Let's be responsible. We're not going to post that we're leaning a certain way in a main post. I think I commented something, but no. So that's where I was leaning. And then overnight, the European model decided to kind of jump off board, and some of its ensembles did as well. But when I looked deeper into it all, if I was at a 4.0 out of 10 yesterday, I'm like at a 4.5 today. And that's I'm slowly inching up, but I was really hoping today was the day I could jump on board with this more. And I realistically know that that's going to be more like Saturday or Sunday when we really have confidence. But let's look at a dry solution here on the GFS model. You can see front comes through on Friday night into Saturday. There's your little, maybe a few showers, nothing severe there, so no worries. We're not worried about that anymore. Then behind this, you see Tuesday, 6 a.m., you've got moisture trying to come up. This is a very dry solution. This would be nothing. And then it slows down, holds off to the west, and then everything comes in on Wednesday evening by the time we're warm, and we have rain. So rain is a possibility, but rain's a possibility if we get the very slow solutions. And so that's kind of a different entity altogether. So I was saying that we would see snow, wintry mix, or dry if we kept everything in that Tuesday time frame. There's really not a chance of it being rain if it were then, but if it holds off and we get this slower solution, that's when we see that. So let's go over to the display capture. I'm going to start with the GFS jet stream. I keep talking about jet structure and all that stuff. So here's what we have. There's a lot of cold air. You can see up here, this is like cross polar flow coming straight out of the Arctic, big cold coming down into a trough. That trough is kind of, you see how it's centered close to overhead. What we need is that cold air pump to come down, and we need a big buckle back here. And you kind of see this disturbance. This is what's making things complex here. How does this phase in with this? And yesterday's European model showed, well, hold on, let me do a different one. I have a different panel for that. There we go. That's what, if you want to see snow and ice down here, when you get that big buckle, it kind of backs over California like that. You have that southwesterly flow flowing over with the cold air coming in, and that's a recipe for a big, that's not a small winter issue you'd have. You would have some big time snow or ice for the deep south and for a lot of us. So those are the two scenarios, and models, they're kind of 60-40 on this, but they're skewed 60-40 in favor of the wintry stuff, but they're skewed by the lesser Canadian model. The Canadian model is all about this thing being a massive snowstorm all over the deep south. Ensemble mean 7 inches of snow, some members showing a foot of snow. Is that going to happen? No, the Canadian's terrible, but that's what we're, it's terrible, but it also occasionally does provide a little value. So with its consistency within itself and the Icon model joining up with that, and some GFS ensemble members, like half of them showing a significant system and half of the Euro ensemble members showing a significant system, I still lean that way. I still lean toward this being a significant winter storm, but I cannot give you definitives on this yet, and we just won't. And I hated this as a kid too. Trust me. Again, big winter fan here. Always watched the meteorologist to see what they were saying, and I could not stand it when we were 5 days out and they couldn't give me answers, but we just can't. We're not that good. And that's what I realized. I'm not as good. I was always like, when I am, I'm going to give the answers. We don't have them. So here's your rainfall outlook through Wednesday, or I should say your liquid equivalent. This is the next 7 days, and you can see a lot of that falls in that Tuesday to Wednesday time frame. So still going with 1/4 to 1/2 inch of liquid equivalent. This is very conservative. They're splitting the difference. It's either going to be nothing or more than this. So I think we're going to possibly see, again, a significant disruptive storm, or we're going to see cold and sunny. How's that for a forecast? That's why we go with a 50%. Isn't that beautiful? 50% chance for a wintry mix on Tuesday. And, again, my leaning is toward this happening, but I'm not going to go off the rails here. And I can't even give you snow chase destinations until we really get some phased agreement in here. And to be honest, I don't think you'll have to go anywhere. If that Tuesday system materializes, I think you sit right here in central Louisiana and you see all the wintry weather you're going to want. 31 degrees for a high, so it would obviously be some form of freezing or frozen precip, and then by Wednesday we warm up to 38. It's going to be a cold few days, and I know the city's going to be setting up those warming stations, and really I've been in meetings where we're getting things together on that, and I'm giving them the weather advice and letting them handle all the logistics there. But yeah, it's going to be a significant cold at the very least, with hard freezes for a few nights, and then we're going to see if we get the wintry stuff. And trust me, there's going to be an exhaustive post. I'm going to wait probably until 6 or 7 this evening to get that out there, because I want to take in every bit of data I can. The 12Z or the morning models they're running right now, that'll provide some value, but I'm going to wait for those afternoon ones to go as well, because I want every stitch of data I can get. And hopefully I can start to give you a real lean toward where I'm going, because right now I'm slightly leaning toward that wintry aspect of things, but if I say that, it's not like I'm saying I think there's going to be a small storm. Again, this is an all or nothing here. It looks like we're going to see either significant snow and ice, or we're going to see nothing at all. Great. Okay, so temperatures beyond this. It's chilly right through the end of the month. We're going to keep that 8 to 14 day outlook looking blue, and it looks like we're going to close out the month entirely blue on that. And we keep some precip in the area. So I don't see another big signal for a wintry event, but when you have the cool air in place and you have that precip and moisture and all that, possibly something comes about. But for right now, we are focused solely on next week, Tuesday into Wednesday, and hopefully I'll have more answers for you tomorrow, but I really think it's going to be like Saturday, Sunday. That's when things come into focus. And the nice thing is, if we see that it is going to be the dry scenario, well, we don't talk about it much and we're all good to go. If we see it's going to be that significant one, then we can start to fine tune details. But I've wanted to put out a map showing where I think the precipitation types will be and stuff. And I have that idea in my head, but it's not good enough yet to put it out there for public consumption, because then you share it and say, this guy's an idiot. And that's true, but not when it comes to forecasting. I really, I like when it comes to messaging this stuff, if I'm a student of what people hear. So if I say there's going to be 1 to 3 inches of snow, if you get an inch of snow, a lot of people are upset and they're like, where's the 3 inches? And it's like, wait, we had a range there. So there are certain things to communicate that I try to really concentrate on and get the right message out there. And the message right now is clearly, I don't know, but hopefully tomorrow I'll have some better idea. And by this evening, I can give you a little bit more coherence to the forecast. But for now, I'm 50% coin flip Nick, and that's about as good as it gets. I will see you back here tomorrow. I will do an update this evening, like I said, but have a wonderful Thursday. See you back here on Friday.